This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats all in the one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. The app is free. To watch more of this video, get over and join us on Patreon.
Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Daily Extra. Pet's got a cough sweet in his mouth, so I'll do this. But yesterday on the News Daily, there was a couple of things that have been in the press. One was Marcel Brands looking to sell Morgan Schneiderlin in the summer, and the other one was Cenk Tosun, who's attracting Fenerbahce and Besiktas, both wanting to take him. Fenerbahce was a loan, apparently, due to a relationship between Bill Kenwright and the Fenerbahce chairman, the good mates or something. And then obviously Besiktas were in that story as well. Not sure whether they want to buy him back.
Yeah.
So obviously two players who were probably, well, we know Morgan Schneiderlin's on good money. I'm imagining Cenk Tosun on quite good money as well at Everton. Yeah. Tosun's part of the 18 every week.
Yeah.
Because obviously Dom's got the shirt at the minute. Whereas Morgan Schneiderlin has been in and out. Sometimes it's injury. Sometimes, obviously, we've had the death of his father, was it? Or I think it.
It was, and it was the birth of.
So he's had a little bit of an up and down personal life this season. Injuries, got in, was back out and stuff. So two big earners, but two players who aren't. One's not guaranteed to be in the 18 every week, and the other one hasn't started many games this season for us because he's not really suited. So let's do Tosun first. Yeah. Let's start with Cenk Tosun, who we both hoped would do well. We both seem to like the fella. I think he can't fault his attitude. I think he wants to do really well at Everton. Yeah. But it just hasn't worked out for him, has it, with this new manager?
I think Sunday was quite telling, wasn't it, that he didn't come off the bench, and I think it was something we spoke about in the final word is the fact that Dom seems to be the prototype of a striker that the manager wants. Okay, we all want a striker who can put the ball in the back of the net and score 15 to 20 goals a season. Of course you do, but I think by not bringing Cenk Tosun on towards the end of the game showed how important Dom is, and how important that role is in the team as well. Having that outball, having someone. I mean, you just take the instance where Dom was fouled by Toffee. And, he won the ball back himself, and then he covered the ground, causes the centre-back to foul him, but he's get booked, and Everton are higher up the pitch. And I'm afraid Cenk Tosun just doesn't have the physical ability to do that. He really doesn't. And I think the rest of the team is built on that. And what you'd look at now is Everton will want a striker that has got a roundabout assets of what Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got, but is a goal scorer. And I just don't think Cenk Tosun fits into that. And he's a player who was obviously brought in before Marco Silva came in and before Marcel Brands came in. It's not really his fault. Everton at the time were looking for a different kind of centre forward, and that he was the best out there that they could find for less than 30 million. He had a good goal scoring record. He scored in the Champions League. We know all these things, but he just doesn't have the mobility, I think, to play in this side. And I think I just think the manager's made his mind up, because if you're not bringing a player off the bench to see you through the final moments, when you know you're making chances as well, then I think the writing's on the wall.
And I think Dom was looking tired as well towards the end, and rightly so. He put a hell of a lot of work in on Sunday, and the one you're talking about there, he got to that ball because he's quick. Yeah. Otherwise, if that was Tosun being Mustafi had cleared that up, no problem. They'd gone back down the line and we'd have been under pressure. As it was, Dom got there and was side down, and we've got the ball. And I think even the one in the halfway line in the first half, when Dom lays it off and tries to spin and
brings him down.
Socrates just brings him down and is booked for it. He wouldn't have been worrying about Tosun running in behind him.
No.
They'd have had that covered. So I think you're right. I think there's no doubt in Cenk Tosun. If you create chances for him, you probably put them in the net. but you have to be that high up the pitch in the first place to be able to create chances for them to put them in the net. And I think the way Everton are built is a counter-attacking side. Sunday showed exactly what Marco Silva's philosophy is that suck teams in, and a bit like Liverpool, really, suck teams in and then just go boom, quickly on the break. To do that, you have to have players that can cover the ground quickly. It's not Cenk Tosun's fault. He can't. He's not mobile enough to be able to do that. I think in a slower league or in a league where there's maybe two strikers, wingers, he could thrive. And I just think you have to make a decision as a management team, because that's what it'll be. Yeah. When you're building that team, you look at him and go, he's on upwards of 70 grand a week, say. So he's one of our top earners. Probably on more, I think he is on more. Is he playing? No. Is he banging on the door and you're going, well, I would suggest no, because if you're banging on the door, ready to go, with 15 minutes left in that Arsenal game, Calvert-Lewin comes off and you go on to do it. And the fact, like you said, the fact that the manager thought that Tom Davies would be a better foil for Dominic Calvert-Lewin to take the pressure off. They took Gylfi off and put Tom on. Kind of shows where Tosun is, I think, in the pecking order. 3 subs came on and he wasn't one of them. So that's got to be a call, isn't it? And you rightly say, this fella wasn't either of the management team's choice for a striker.